Here we are on the back patio. It is 2 days before January the 1st. And I have been working with these roses out here. I'm going to transplant 2 of them out of this bed right here. There's one right there. I'm going to transplant it out into that area. And my Melody perfume rose, it's over here, but I'm going to move it into the edge of this bed. But what I've been doing is starting my new rose garden out here. So I've got it marked out, and this edge right here is going to be a walking path on the inside. This side will just be grass. My husband can mow around. That way I can get into this area where the faucet is. So this will be sheet mulched. All of this is going to be sheet mulched. This is what I've marked out for the rose garden, this area. And I do make curves so that my husband can easily mow with the 0 turn. So this will be sheet mulched, and this whole area will be pine straw, walking path between these 2 beds. And I've also sprayed a line over here. I'm going to sheet mulch that and put some more pine straw down. It's just too difficult for the lawnmower to fit between that. Also, my cranberry hibiscus that I cut down, this whole area is what it was laying over. It got so massive. So I don't know if that's going to survive through the winter, if it'll start sprouting out or not. I'm going to leave it and see if it does. If not, I'll just pull it out and put some probably perennial flowers in there. This is the area. I haven't measured it, and I didn't bring a measuring tape out to mark it. I'm not worried about perfection. As long as it looks symmetrical enough to me by eyeballing it, then I'm perfectly fine with that. So that's what I've got so far, and I'm going to move that Flavorette Honey Apricot Rose into this bed. And then my Melody Perfume Rose right here, I'm going to move it just a little bit closer to the edge right here because it's eating up my Rose of Sharon in the summertime. All right, it is January the 1st, and it's a little bit chilly out this morning. I am going to start with putting some contractor's paper down in this area and go gather some pine straw. Ooh, okay, so this may not have been the very best day to do this, but I'm going to carry on with it. The wind is blowing my paper everywhere. So I don't even know if the pine straw is going to hold it down once I get the pine straw on it. If I can even gather enough pine straw to cover this area. But I'm going to go ahead and continue to see if I can finish this part. All right, I've got my rake and my leaf bin. I'm not sure what it's called. And we're going to go walk out here and see if I can find some pine straw. Well, it doesn't look like there's a lot out here. My husband already came and raked up what he wanted for his garden about a month ago, so we'll see what I can get out here. Okay, it's looking like a catastrophic mess out here. I've had to put all kinds of stuff to hold the paper down. The wind is blowing it all over. And I still have that whole section over there to get paper for, and this little spot right here. But that is what area that pine straw covered. That is a pretty good area. Was not expecting to rake up that much pine straw in that small spot. But I have another area I rake up pine straw from. And hopefully there's a little bit left because I did use some the other day. I have been at this since 11 o'clock this morning. It is now 3 p.m. So that's 4 hours. I haven't even eaten today. And I got everything covered in the contractor's paper. And half of it in pine straw that I raked up. Looks like I'm gonna have to go buy some to finish it. Walk out here and look, I got the walkway completed to that area. And then you can't see the walkway now because everything's covered. But it's just going to be like a 4-foot area from this edge inward. Just a little walking area that I won't plant anything. And then I had a little extra paper that I had cut, so I just laid it over here in this area. I still have to do this section. And my paper is out there in the barn. So I'm very happy with what I got done today. I'm tired, my back is hurting a little bit. I sprayed the pine straw down to weigh it down a little bit, help keep it from blowing off. I don't know what that boom was. I don't know if y'all heard that. Anyway, this is all connected now. It looks really good. This is January the 4th, and I raked up more pine straw out in the edge of my woodland garden. And I did buy $40 worth in this little midsection. You can see the difference in the pine straw. Looks like it's kind of aged. I bought that at Home Depot. Lowe's didn't have any baled pine straw that day that I went, so I just bought the bagged, and it looks horrible. But it'll all decompose eventually anyway. So most of this is complete, and then today I went ahead and laid down some paper for this area. And I transplanted 2 of my pink mully grass. They were over there on the corner of my house, crowding out my Japanese cedar. So that gave it more room to grow. And right here I'm going to probably put in 2 jubilation gardenias that I'm going to end up transplanting out of my woodland garden because they are the wrong variety. Here we are, January the 11th, and I am transplanting my jubilation gardenias, and I'm going to put them in this spot down here. And I've got my gardenias right here. These are probably 2 years old, and they're just extremely slow growing, and it's probably because the soil that they were in is pretty compact. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm at my local garden nursery. Well, it's not really local. It's about a 45-minute drive, but local enough for me. This is a sea of camellias in bloom. Really pretty. I just came to see if they have an extra pink mully grass so I can put in my new area. The grasses are back here. Probably won't have any luck finding one right now. Seems like I found a little one. The grass is stuck. Looks like I found some. Okay. I'm good, thank you. All right, thank you. I need this for the area where I have 2, and it left a weird spot, so I need to plant another one. $23.99. It's not bad for the size container. Looks like a 2-gallon, so I'm gonna grab that. And I also wanted to see what roses they might have in. They usually don't have what I'm looking for. I have a lot of drift roses, which I don't want. I have a couple of those, but not for my new rose garden. I have a couple down here. Let's see what they are. Ice cap rose, not really wanting that one. This one's pretty. Let's see what it is. Plum Perfect Sunbelt Rose. I don't know, I've heard good things about this one. It's probably grafted. I don't think I'm going to get it today because I'm going to wait and look at some more roses when I go towards Denham Springs. But they have a nice selection of drift roses. Just not what I want.
I'm a snow bunny.
Okay, I now have the 2 August Beauty gardenias put in the spot where I took out the jubilations. Those are August Beauty as well. So eventually when they get a little taller, they'll match now. And this is what they look like up close. They grow 4 to 6 feet tall by 3 to 4 wide. But I got this pink mully grass planted, the one that I picked up at the nursery in Mandeville about a week or two ago. And so now I have the 3 here that I wanted. I'm going to cut this back because this is last year's growth. And you can see it's a lot younger than these. These have been in the ground for a full year. So maybe by this time next year, that one will be the size of those if they don't get too much bigger. Well, it is February the 1st, and look at that beautiful sky up there. How pretty that is. Anyways, it's going to be in the 70s and 80s this week. Unreal after that snowstorm we just had. But I bought a few roses, and I'm going to show you what I've got so far. And I'm going to put those in the ground since we've got like 70s and 80s for the next 2 weeks. So I bought 3 of these at Lowe's, like right after the snowstorm. And these are own root roses. This one is Rose Parfuma Bliss. And it gets 3 feet high by 2 feet wide. I'm going to probably put it in the spot that I've selected. This is going to be the walkway between, so I wanted to make sure I had enough space when it matures that I'm not going to walk into it. And then I placed this one right here, Rose Bolero. This one is a little bit bigger. See if I get this tag around here. It is an own root rose as well. 3 to 4 feet high by 2 to 3 feet wide. That's a beautiful bloom. Very fragrant. And then back there, I have one that's very similar looking to this one. I couldn't believe I found these at Lowe's. This one is Top Cream. This one gets a little bit bigger, 6 feet, I believe. Let's see. 6 feet high by 2 to 3 feet wide. And so I decided to put my taller ones in the middle. That one, that's my favorite, Honey Apricot Rose. It got really tall last summer, like 7 feet tall. And then I purchased these. I think these are actually grafted roses. But I'm going to put an arbor right here, an archway. And these are climber roses. These are Zephyrin Druin roses. And I think they get 10 feet tall. Let me see if it says on the front here. No, 10 to 15 feet tall and 6 feet wide. So I bought one for each side of the arbor. Get this little lady gardener rose out of the ground and move it. Maybe it can start putting on some actual growth. Wow, yeah. So this plant is this rose. This David Austin rose is it's like 4 years old, and that's all the root it's put on. And I guess it's just a bad spot. It's not liking where it's at. But it flowers really pretty every year, but I'm going to put it over there in that other spot. I can't believe the soil actually even just completely fell off of this root. So if you're not familiar, Bloomables are a rose owned by Star Roses. These are definitely own root roses, so they're not grafted. So I won't have to worry about these ever changing into the whatever the stock root would be on a grafted root, which is what I was trying to shoot for out here, not buy, try to buy the least amount of grafted roses as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and start digging to put these in the ground. So these are much better than the bare root roses I bought last year. These, I guess they're just more mature. They've actually rooted into all of this soil surrounding it last year when I bought the roses, all of the composted soil and whatever they used to pot them up, like they do in the bagged roses, it all just fell off, but you can see the roots growing in here. So it's already putting on a lot of growth. Obviously it's green. So I'm gonna put this in the ground here. And it looks like I've dug the hole a little bit too deep because I was expecting it to be bare root. Okay, just close to the end of the day. I got my roses placed, and I put the labels at the bases of them so you can see where they're sitting from here. I'm probably gonna make little name tags for them just so that I can keep track of which one's which. That's Parfum of Bliss. That's the David Austin, the Lady Gardener. That is Bolero. That one is Top Cream. And then down here, this will be my walkway right here. These are Zephyrine Druins on each side of what will be my arbor, which I still have to order. So I now have 7 roses in this bed, and I think I counted around 27-ish to fill it. So I've got about 20 more to go. Those will be bought as I find what I like and as I have the funds for them. So I guess I'll just go ahead and end this video where it's at, and I am very excited about this rose garden. I think it's going to do really well. The soil in this area is so much better than what I have in my garden out there by the woodland garden. That soil out there is very dry, hard. It's a lot of clay in it. It's just really hard for the roots to grow. So this soil out here it's perfect. It's what I was hoping it would be. All right, guys, thanks for watching this creation with me. It's taken like a month to get to this point, and I have been waiting to do this since last summer. All right, guys, hope you have a great week. Bye.